Hey there YouTube, how's it going? I'm JB Natural and we're back today with officially now part 1 of the F1 Manager 24 career mode, or create a team career mode, and we're about to start the Bahrain Grand Prix. But right now we got to pick our race targets to see where we're going to go. I honestly don't see us getting out of last place, so 21st will be a good target, and therefore 21st for Pato will go well as well. There we go. Alright, so welcome back to Speed Demons F1. Let's get the commentary from
F1 is
Crofty.
back, ladies and gentlemen, and the grid is set to grow. A new season is upon us as Formula One returns to the Middle East, ready to kick things off here in Bahrain. But change is afoot. The paddock has grown, the grid extended. Yes, that's right. 11 teams, 22 drivers, and the hottest competition motorsport has to offer. And keep an eye out for a new face this weekend as we prepare to see a debutant take to the track. Now let's get the weekend underway.
Alright, so we're just gonna... yeah, we'll just skip on ahead. Like I said, we're only gonna do... For the recording, we're only gonna do like first practice. For this recording at least, we're gonna do first practice and then Q1, and then we'll go right into the race. Just to see, of course, what's different. I think we'll use our... again, if I'm doing this wrong, please tell me. Please tell me in the comments. Alright, so it looks like in this regard, this is going to be... the car setup is going to be the exact same as the other F1 Manager games. We'll have Miss Gonzalez this setup in car 2. Did it count? Did it count? Okay, just want to make sure it still kept it. And for Mulford here, there we go, that's good. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with practice 1. Well, it's nice that we can qualify, or simulate, I should say, straight to qualifying or straight to the race now. That's a nice touch. Let's go ahead and manage the session. Of course, I'm not going to show the whole thing.
Track is green, track is green.
Because, like I said, it does seem like everything is going to be the same as before, as looks like one of the Ferraris is heading out. Alright, take off the tire warmers. Oh, you use the L1 and oil with the swap. That's a nice touch. Oh, it's Mercedes. My bad. Oh, excuse me.
Radio check. Radio check.
Dang, excuse me.
Radio is good. Wake up those bikes.
Okay. Now we'll send Miss Gonzalez out.
Radio check.
I can barely hear you. The radio is bad. Alright, good to know. Let's go back into the old feature,
Okay, radio check.
oh, look, that's nice. Now the radio's loud and clear. Alright, nice to see that we still got the visor cam from F1 Manager 23. Like I said, I don't expect us to do well this weekend. Oh yeah, this is a new camera, the new copter cam. So now we get a better like bird's eye view of what's going on. As we go watch oh right, L3, there we go. As we watch Gonzalez and I believe George Russell take the track. Oh right, use the touchpad to check. Oh no, there's George Russell. That is Lewis Hamilton in front of us. So yeah, this is a nice new view we need if we need a different angle on all the action. So let's go ahead. Actually, yeah, it does seem like it's pretty much in that regard still going to be the same. So yeah, I guess for future recordings we're just going to go straight to qualifying. Probably just Q1 since I don't have confidence we'll ever get out of Q1 this season. Alright, so in that regard, let's just go ahead, skip on through the next session. We'll skip on through the qualifying. See you guys there.
Continues with qualifying as the drivers fight it out for a strong grid position.
Qualifying consists of 3 periods, with the slowest drivers eliminated after each one. With the pressure mounting, who can secure a strong starting position for the race?
Now, Karun, how do you think Joe Guan Yu will be as he heads into this session?
Looking at the lap times, we saw a real lack of pace from them in practice. They never looked quite comfortable with the setup, and they'll need to try something new for qualifying if they want to get past Q1.
Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
Alright, sorry for starting back the recording a little bit after Crofty started, but you only missed like a couple of words. Alright, so practice went about as expected. We got last place, pretty much. So what we're gonna use Q1 for is just to get a little bit more warm-up ready for the race. Because we only have medium confidence, as you can see, so we only have a slight boost. Well, Mick's got a little boost to everything. However, Pato only has a braking and cornering boost. Let's see how we do. We're just gonna go through Q1 and then go right into the race. Alright, session has started. I think we'll only run 1 or 2 qualifying laps. We'll wait until there's low traffic, so we'll skip on ahead. Alright, they both got a clear track. Oop, right. Just like we did with when I live streamed it, we're gonna go visor cam for a lap around Bahrain. And we'll go through the visor of Mick Schumacher. Here he goes off the final corner, ready to start his flying lap. I'm not gonna use manual control because I can't focus my mind on fixing multiple things at once.
Tyres looking under control.
So we have a decent gap in front.
Good to go.
Alright, at least one of the Mercedes pulled out of the way. There we go, into the first chicane. Keeping it high speed, heading into the second wheel turn, the second hairpin. Or you could call it the first hairpin. That makes more sense. Go through the second chicane into another hairpin as we head into the second DRS zone. Slow it down as we go past the short circuit, or I guess the GT starting line. And I was never sure what that starting line was for. Anyway, into the corner. Take a nice long right-hander. And then sharply brake into... Dang, I don't even know what turn we're on. Into the DRS detection zone. Across the final corner again. And start-finish line is just past pit entry. The finish line is past.
Okay,
is
so
past
let's
pit
go
entry.
18.
Alright, 18. Not a bad start. But I'm pretty sure that time's gonna be beaten. Here comes Pato. He's not gonna get the pole time. Is he gonna be any faster? Crosses the line. And he does not improve really, and he does not really get up by much. Yeah, that wasn't a great lap. He didn't improve on Ocon's time at all. Alright, let's see if we... Yeah, we'll stick it with this one. Alright, so yeah, there's qualifying. We tried our best. Pato's gonna start dead last. While Mick will actually start. See how it goes. Sargent improved his time. Gasly did not, so... We're not going to take up the last row. That's an accomplishment. Both drivers eliminated in Q1. Not surprising there. Max Verstappen with the fastest time in Q1. Let's skip ahead to see how he did in Q3. A little bit slower, but still clear by 0.4 of a second. The only good thing is we saved our soft tires for later. So it's Verstappen that gets the extra point for starting on the pole. Leclerc starts second, Perez third, Sainz fourth, Alonso fifth, Hamilton sixth, Piastri seventh, Lando eighth, George Russell ninth, and Lance Stroll rounds out the top 10. Alright, nothing left to do but to start the race. Crofty?
Here in Sakir, the floodlights are on, and it's nearly time for 57 laps around the Bahrain International Circuit.
Bahrain has seen some of the most dramatic races in F1, like Sergio Perez's incredible 2020 victory, surging ahead from being last on the opening lap.
Bahrain is known for high tyre degradation, as the asphalt here is so abrasive. The drivers are facing many low to medium speed corners, and any heavy braking will inevitably take its toll on the tyres. Well, there's nothing quite like it. Welcome along to race day.
Alright. So we are ready. Now it's time to come to make our strategy. Here's the strategy the game recommended. We do a too soft and a medium. We're gonna. It's nice that that this one has like 4 strategies on the outset, so we could choose. And I like to mix and match with strategies. I feel for Mick we should go with soft, medium, soft. Does it count that? Yeah, okay. And for Pato, we'll go medium, soft, soft for him. Alright. Alright, I think we're ready. I don't think we'll lighten up the fuel. If we're gonna accomplish our goals, though, we gotta hope for a failure or a safety car period. So with that, it is time to start the Speed Demon F1's journey. Back once again to David Croft. And I forgot the name of the analyst. I'll look it up later.
You're witnessing a new chapter in Formula One as 11 teams line up on the grid.
They're bound to be a little frustrated down in P8, but hopefully they can channel their determination.
But just what will happen here, your guess is as good as mine.
Alright, here we go.
This is it. 22 cars on the grid. It's lights out and away we go.
And there we go. Our Formula One career is underway. We'll stick with the TV cam for a bit. Well, I guess the broadcast camera. Here we go, out into turn 1. Everybody's checking up. As to be expected. Any contact? Well, I think there was a little bit. Not with us, but some of the cars up ahead. So yeah, for race sessions, we're gonna go ×1 on the first lap every time, and then ×2 after the first lap, and then we'll see up to the 16 times when it's when there's a safety car. So you see the intervals, but of course, just like other F1 Manager games, you can also see how far specifically they are from the leader, what type of tires they're all running, and how many pit stops they've made, and what's their sector time, and their last lap time, if you want to see like by exactly how much you're closing in on. And like I said, there we go, into the back of the pack. Like I said, we're going to have to hope for failures and safety car periods to gain any sort of time on them. Especially since we're the lowly newcomer.
DRS.
DRS is enabled. Sergio Perez just set the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, 1.2 seconds.
So yeah, we're not close enough for the DRS train, or for DRS in general. Alright, so that's lap 1 in the books. Go ahead and switch to the copter cam for here on out. because you guys are going to get tired of seeing just the empty track. One thing I'm noticing from F1 24 that's different from 22 and 23, there is no need for... I think unless you set it yourself, you don't see replays for passing for positions anymore. Which is a nice touch. It keeps the game moving along instead of getting a replay every lap of a car passing another. Right now is the proof that the Ferraris are the ones with the horsepower, as they are now taken to a second lead over Max Verstappen. It's going to take a lot of efforts just to get a surprise point from out on the field this season. It's got to take us having an uncharacteristically good race while somebody up there has a bad race. Alright, Lance is in the pits. Let's see how his pit stop goes. As there it is, Sergio just got the fastest lap of the race. Nice clean pit stop for Lance Stroll. He goes out back onto the track. You can see we are still way too behind to make a difference. In fact, Logan is catching up to Pato O'Ward. Let's go down the long straightaway. Alright, back to looking for close battles. In fact, there's one. I believe there's one right there. Yeah, the battle between 5th place between Alonso, Piastri, Yuki, Hamilton, and Ricciardo, all within a second of 5th place. At least until somebody decides to go to the pits. In fact, here comes Piastri right now. A lot of cars going on the inside. But Hamilton holds them all off as Albon and Magnussen both go into their pit stop. Alright. Clean pits. No, it's a little bit of a release issue for Albon in the pits. Because of that, Magnussen had to wait. And for now, that technically moves Mick up to 18th place. But that won't last long, as it's almost time for him to come in for a pit stop. Where are we? Next time by, he'll come in. We'll have to bring him in for a pit stop. Meanwhile, Lance Stroll is right behind Zhou Guanyu. And there he goes with a pass. It's only a matter of time before that Aston Martin gets back up to the field and into the points position. As, yeah, no surprise, Albon got the pass on Mick. We don't need to see a replay of that. And Logan Sargent finally got the pass on O'Ward there. Oh, dang, this is interesting. Oh, but first we gotta get on our pit stop. Alright, bring on the next strategy, which is the medium tires, which is mandatory, of course.
Box.
Surprising decision of Stake F1 to do a double pit. Whether it worked out or not will remain to be seen. As all the lower cars clear out of the pit lane. Speed it back up to ×2. Meanwhile, we'll switch over to us as it's time to make our first pit stop of our F1 career. Of course, being the new team, we get the first pit stall. Meanwhile, Pato has just entered his pit window.
Copy.
And here we go. Go with the medium tires. Just under 3 seconds.
Track will be clear.
Thank you. There you go. Pit in and pit out is around 29 seconds. We are P22.
In front, Zhou.
Yeah, Zhou Guanyu is in front. Let's switch on over to Verstappen's pit stop. And it seems like he had a nice clean pit stop, so in a way he goes. Alright, bring that into the ×2. As Piastri, Alonso, and the others are coming in for their pit stop. They're all very tight together. We'll follow Lando. Well, it looks like there was a little bit of a tire change issue for Lando. I think. As everybody else gets away cleanly. Ocon, unsurprisingly, got past O'Ward. Oh, speaking of course, and it's Mick that spun. Let's just make things worse.
Okay, copy that.
And he's spun off the track.
Yellow flag.
Let's see what happened. Here comes Mick into the final corner. And he just badly accelerated. At least he's okay, but that's going to put a damper on the tires, and that's going to lead to disappointment as a bad day gets worse. So that killed the medium tires a little bit. Oop, no, I didn't mean to go into the time 16. Not like we were going to do well anyway, but at least we're trying. So we're past the third of the waypoint of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and nothing really happened apart from that spin. Let's go focus on Award. I'm pretty sure it's almost time for him to come in for a pit stop. Joe makes the pass, and there we go, into dead last. Yeah, we just saw it. We don't need to see a replay of it. And now the field is pretty much more spread about, apart from the mid-pack here of Alonso and Stroll, as Max Verstappen just set the fastest lap of the race. So now it's these two drivers that are fighting for a point. 0.3 of a second away from each other, as it looks like Oscar Piastri has just set the fastest lap. There you see a minute 34.85, as Lance Stroll gets the pass on Alonso for 10th place. Let's use this to take a look at the data view and the strategy view. You see how it is. Piastri has the fastest lap of the race ended. Now he would get a... Oh, never mind. Lewis Hamilton just took the fastest lap of the race. So we gotta move around to do that. Yeah, apparently the fastest lap marker doesn't update in real time, as we are just about to hit the... closing in on the halfway point of the race. Leclerc just took the lead from Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton has the fastest lap. Let's take a look. Lap history. Oh, I guess we had another yellow flag. I must have missed it or something. Oh well. There's the tire history. We'll see how many laps each driver has run on each tire and the strategies they're going for. There's the events. Circuit info. Oh, this is how... Okay, so this is how much we pay them if they beat the target. Well, right now, Pato is in position. That's all he can do, is just be in position. Now let's take a look at the strategy view. Yeah, that spin cost Mick a little bit of grip. But since he's running the medium tires, he shouldn't... What the heck happened to... Something happened to Award? Oh no, he's still on the mediums. Wait. That would explain it. I forgot to put him on his pit stop. Alright, Pato, go in. Alright, will his pit stop be any faster than Mick's? Slightly, by a quarter of a second. 2.74. Sorry we waited so long, as Pato goes a lap down. Let's see how long it'll take Max and Leclerc to put us a lap down. It just proves that we still have a long way to go. And there's absolutely nothing we can do. We're just going to have to hope for the right developments. May even just call the season a wash unless we can get some good development in the when the research portion of the development comes around. And there we go. Both our cars are now officially a lap down. The only ones to be a lap down so far. These guys get a little bit of confidence. That's the best we can get with these guys right now. Just personal best. As here comes on the outside, Yuki Tsunoda. But no, Hamilton holds off for now. There goes on the DRS. And he does get the pass for now. Meanwhile, it looks like... Oh, Lando just hit the fastest lap with a almost 134 flat. As he gets the pass on Sergio Perez for 4th place. But now we actually got a battle of our own as drivers are trying to battle out of last place. And it looks like Carlos Sainz got the fastest lap with a minute 33.25. Meanwhile, the driver duo, Well, not, I shouldn't say duo. Verstappen now pulling away the Ferraris. Anything happening? Yeah, we got... now it's a battle for 6th place as Piastri and Hamilton go head-to-head. Here he goes on the inside. Side by side through the S-curves, and Hamilton backs off. So Piastri stays in 6th place. Coming up on 20 laps to go. Next time by. Let's say that the times 2 is actually still going through this really fast. So it's probably been about 30 minutes since we started the race. And now I know that we'll actually cut out, pretty much just cut qualifying and practice, since we're pretty much still going to be in last place until we get a better car. So we only had one incident on the track so far, as now it does look like the Ferrari's finally caught up to Max Verstappen. Let's see why. Oh yeah, his tires are about to die. So we'll focus on him, as I'm expecting he's going to make a pit stop either this time by or next time by, as Leclerc takes the lead. He's trying to get the position back, but right now he's dealing with the slightly fresher medium tires of Charles Leclerc. And oh, speaking of Leclerc, they're both going into the pit lane. Here comes Verstappen's pit stop. Good. Leclerc had to wait a bit for Verstappen, but he had a good pit stop too. So right now only 5 drivers have yet to pit. And next time by, Mick and Pato, Mick's gonna make a pit stop. And Lando Norris actually set the fastest lap, sub 133. Well, no, just above 133, I should say. So off we go to the soft tires.
Box, 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 box.
And Pato also needs to make a pit stop. What do we got to lose? We'll just double stack the guys. Actually, there's quite a bit of a gap between Mick and Pato, so
Let's box at the end
we won't
of
have
this
to
lap.
worry about double stacking the cars.
Copy, box.
Pato in the pit lane. Let's see how he does. Can we get a faster pit time? Here comes Mick. Of course, as soon as I say that, then he has an issue. 5.6.
Now down to the pits. There's been a hold up.
There you saw the issue. But a nice clean stop for Mick. So Mick gains gains like 3 seconds on Pato Award, as Magnussen is now in the pits. Nothing like it's some big development, but nothing's gonna happen since we're too far back. And there you go, fastest lap of the race, minute 33:17, or 18 if you want to round up. So he is technically in range of the DRS zone. Ooh, incident! We got an incident. A couple of cars got hit. Let's see what happened. Can we see what happened?
Could be debris.
Yes, let's see what happened. Finally, we got an incident. It's between Piastri and Hamilton. It's heading into like turn 4. Ooh, they both made contact. And I like the little glitch effect they now have for the camera.
And while all that was happening, the crew in the garage could do nothing but watch on.
Not what either team want to see. We'll see if we can get a penalty report. Piastri has damage, and so does Hamilton. Piastri has to come in. So as you can see, actually it's better if we show it on the view. Look at that. The whole right side is, pretty much the whole right front wing is gone. As for Hamilton, it looks like he's just got some side pod damage, but I don't believe there's enough, as the FIA is now investigating the incident, and they decided no fault was had. So neither driver will have a penalty. I'm surprised McLaren is making him stay out with that broken front wing. Alright, so as you can see though, he's losing ground to Hamilton. They're hoping there's not enough time for the Visa Red Bulls to catch up, as we got 11 laps to go, by about a second, by almost 2 seconds. Oh, Mick.
That's okay.
I just went in too quick. So
Yeah,
annoying.
he went deep into turn 1, unfortunately.
Keep your head down.
Yeah, why not? Let's push these guys fuel. Nothing left to lose here. Got about 2 kilograms extra of fuel. As Tsunoda did make the pass on Piastri. With George Russell setting, oh, another yellow flag. Ah! And Pato spins.
Okay, mate, understood.
We'll see how he spun. There he goes out of the slow corner, and he just stepped on the accelerator too fast. Luckily, no real damage. As Stroll just gets by without a second
Not
glance.
much that the
Or
team
Alonso
can do
gets by
about
without a
that
second
one.
glass. Second guess! A glance, not glass, or guess. Alright, meanwhile, 8 laps to go. We're now back into the battle between... upcoming battle, it seems like, between Piastri and Russell. As Alonso actually decides to go into the pits. Surprise move for him. He's going for a 3-stop. As he goes from mediums to softs. We'll see how that plays out for him. Meanwhile, Tsunoda does get the pass on Hamilton. He's up to 6th place now. His damage seems to be... is less severe than Piastri's, but... it's not really doing him any favors. As nope, I was about to say Leclerc set the fastest lap. No, Carlos Sainz sets the fastest lap. He's the first driver under a minute 32 with a minute 31.99. They're both catching up to Leclerc. Let's... oh, another yellow flag. Looks like a driver got off track. Yep, Lance Stroll locked up.
Here we are then at the 11th corner.
Okay, so that's 10-11. Unfortunately, he
Well,
locked
you
up the
can see
brakes.
the lockup. By that point, it was just too late.
Means that's going to cost him a little bit of tire grip himself. And it looks like McLaren's decision to keep Piastri out is going to work out in the end. As we now got 6 laps to go, closing in on 5. We'll go back towards the middle, the lower middle of the pack. Here comes Bottas trying to get around Albon. And he does make the pass for 13th place. Coming up on 3 laps to go. We'll go with the TV cam. The rest of the... well, we'll probably go with the chopper cam. Oh. Put these guys back on balance since engine temps running high and they're back up on balance. As George Russell is about to complete the pass on Piastri, he does. So that's 2 more points gone for McLaren after that pass, but Piastri trying to get back in, do the same thing he did, try to get the pass that he couldn't complete on Hamilton. But that didn't work. We got 2 to go now on the line. And it does not look like much time difference is going to be made. Well, the good news is, for the most part, we kept the car clean. We spun out and locked up a few times, but at least we didn't get any damage to it. In fact, we may be close to going 2 laps down. Luckily, I don't think that'll happen. Let's just max out the ERS. As Verstappen comes off the final corner, he gets the white flag. This is the last lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And I do not think Sainz has enough time to catch Max Verstappen. Here he goes around the corner. In fact, he is going to be losing quite a bit of time. Well, he lost a little bit of time, but that's not enough. He's got 3 seconds left. Hamilton actually gets the pass back for 7th place. Go ahead and go back to times 1 view. At least we're only going to be 1 lap down and not 2 laps down. Alright. Here comes Verstappen off the final corner, and Max Verstappen is going to continue his dominance and win the Bahrain Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz 2nd, Charles Leclerc 3rd.
Max
Albon
Verstappen
finishes the first car
over
a
the
lap
finish
down.
line, and today's winner. And there's the checkered flag. Max Verstappen is our winner.
Astounding. I don't think anyone would deny them their victory lap after a race like that.
There we go, as we go through the rest of the field. Bottas also finishes a lap down. We're going to be the last cars to finish. We're at the back of the pack. Hulkenberg finishes. Lando finishes 4th. Oop. We'll skip ahead down here. There's still a little bit of a battle going on for 7th place as we head into the final straightaways. George Russell gets 7th. Sergio finishes 5th. Yuki finishes 6th. George finishes 7th. Hamilton 8th. Alonso 9th. And Oscar Piastri manages to make the most out of his broken wing and finishes in the points. ERS is empty, but we just crossed the line.
Okay, mate, that's the checker flag.
There we go.
Let's try again
And
next
that
time.
is the finish.
Okay, mate, so it'll be normal switch-off procedures when you come in, please.
So we'll send it off to... There we go. We finished our first race. Crofty?
Sometimes I think you just have to accept that it's not going to be your race.
You know, I don't think many would have expected to see them finishing outside the top 10. They'll be aiming much higher than that, I assure you.
Well, of course, but our
And
car is
no
terrible
doubt,
right now.
Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievements.
That gives them their first win of the season, and it was really well deserved.
And we've certainly kicked things off in style.
At least in this game,
Here
I
at
don't think
the
you get to hear the
Bahrain
national
Grand Prix.
anthems just like in the other F1 manager games. So that's the one thing you'll be spared of.
Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there, though.
Yeah, at least, like I said, at least we finished with a clean race.
And that is about that for this weekend's action here in Bahrain.
The teams now look ahead to the next round, where they'll duel it out in the sand dunes of Saudi Arabia.
That'll be for next time as we take a look at the points results. There you see Verstappen wins. Carlos Sainz gets the fastest lap, so he gets the bonus point for that. Leclerc couldn't keep up with the Red Bulls or his teammate. He falls to 3rd. Lando with a strong performance, but the strong performance of the race has to go to Yuki Tsunoda. He started 12th, and he drove up the field and raced his Red Bull hard to get to 6th place. And the disappointing driver of the race, let's see... It's a tie between Kevin Magnussen of the Haas, who took a mid-pack start and managed to finish towards the bottom. And meanwhile, we had Fernando Alonso, who had a top 5 start, but had a late pit stop go wrong. Well, kind of a late pit timing go wrong, and he finishes 9th. So with that, let's take a look at the drivers' standings. And you see the top 10 as they were in the race. That's how they are in the drivers. Now let's combine the points for the Constructors' Championship. We got Red Bull barely out in front with 35 points, which they get for the win, and Sergio Perez's 5th place finish. Yeah. Ferrari, boosted by the extra point they got from the race, did get 2nd place. They're only behind by a point. McLaren leads the midfield with 13 points, but only barely above Mercedes. Yuki's strong performance was enough to lead Visa Red Bull Cash App team to 5th place in the Constructors over Aston Martin. And then the other 5 teams that did not get points, us included. Now let's take a look. We see we had top 10 pit stops, but I think we were just slightly slower by like a 1/10 of a second. So we're not in the fastest pit stop competition. Now you see that 2nd pit stop was a major issue, losing almost 3 seconds. But there we go. We got Pato got his bonus of finishing 21st, so he gets paid an extra $200,000. Well, either that or we get paid an extra $200,000. Meanwhile, the team hub is finished. We got something in our inbox. Yeah, there it is. Any update to the... no update to our development drivers after driving them out for P1. And no development upgrades for either Mick or Pato. We expected to finish 20th. Alright, all our stuff passed performance upgrade, or passed the inspections. They expected us to finish 1 position higher. Unfortunately, because nobody really wrecked out of the race. There's nothing we could do. There you see we got our Powertrain engines. Alright, this is a tough part for me. That's always the, like, the pit stop stuff. Because these guys are always tired whenever I try to get these guys into a good balance or something. It feels like I gotta get these guys, like, as rested as possible. Again, I would love some help on that, but for now, we're just gonna go with balance. Nope, we can't even go with balance, because that'll put him in for a bigger chance of a mistake, even though, I guess a hundredth of a second is good enough for me. Alright. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Like, I don't even know how to increase our salary on that. Alright, well, in any case, let's move along to the next race. The new aerodynamic testing period starts. But right now we gotta focus on just our car at the point. Alright, our hospitality went up to level 1. Which means we're more attractive to other people. And we increased our marketability and our increase to get sponsors. And there we go. Alright, so about as expected, as we're heading into the 3rd annual Jeddah Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We're expected to have a one-stop strategy. We'll see how that goes. But in any case, these guys of course are mostly negative, but right now we don't have really a big issue at the moment. I think they're just not happy with how I've been doing. Alright, so that'll do it for our first official race as a Formula 1 team, and it went about as expected. You see there on the bottom right, next week we'll have a couple of upgrade points in at least, barring any issues. But that's going to do it for our look at F1 official start of F1 Manager's career mode. Be ready for a lot of last place finishes, everybody. We're just not going to be in a good position. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a great rest of the day, and I will see you all for race number 2 in Saudi Arabia. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.